What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Reader Reads. Today we're checking out our entitled parents. Let's get right into it. No, you and your kids may not cut in front of me. So today my husband and I were feeling bored and adventurous and decided to make a pilgrimage over to a posh coffee bar in our city. We've been meaning to go for months, but never got around to it. We pull into the lot and it's packed. 10:45 a.m. on a Sunday, so we expected it. As I'm getting out of the car, the momby next to me is struggling to get 3 kids out of her seats while her husband stood by the front of the car watching, not helping. I hop out and excuse myself and walk into the cafe with husband. Huge line. 2 more people come in after us, then momby and her horde. She immediately starts complaining about the line. She complains loudly to her husband at first, but when he's clearly ignoring her, she decides to just complain to thin air. Why is this line so long? God, why don't they have more staff? Why does every person have to come at the same damn time? She eventually asked the couple in front of her if she can go ahead because her kids are really hungry. Insert guilting sad face here. These saints begrudgingly say sure, so now they're directly behind my husband and I. She then says to me, "Excuse me, miss, may we have the spot before you in line? My children have been waiting a long time and are very hungry." With the nicest voice I can find, I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. We've been waiting a while too and are also hungry. The line is moving faster now at least." I gave her a smile even though she was glaring at me. I turn around only to hear her mutter, "Wow, what a bitch. Can you believe some people? How rude." It took all my effort not to react. Husband is a conflict avoider. I am not. But I respect his wishes enough to not cause a scene in public when I'm with him. Eventually, she starts telling her husband how they're always out of the Mediterranean spinach breakfast sandwich she wants, and she better get it this time or she's gonna be pissed. This is when I concoct a seriously evil plan. I check my watch, it's 10:55. A minute or two later, it's our turn. Husband orders his soy chai, and I slowly order my vanilla nitro cold brew with cream. No, not cream. Sorry, with soy. And a pump of vanilla. Barista rings us up as I check my watch. It's 10:58. I asked to add a Mediterranean spinach breakfast sandwich to the order. She says, "Sure, no problem." Gives us the total. I'm digging in my purse for my wallet. Darn, I can't seem to find it. More digging. Oh, there it is. Finally. Hand her the card, wait for the receipt, and slowly sign. Pack purse back up, say thank you, and walk away. Husband says, "You're hungry? We ate breakfast an hour ago." Me, "No, I'm not hungry. Just had to do this." Him, "Do what?" I nod towards momby. Husband looks over. She orders her coffee and some juice things for the kids. Doesn't even ask if her husband wants anything. Then it happened. And 1 Mediterranean spinach breakfast sandwich. Barista, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. We stopped serving those at 11. We have all of our lunch options today, though." Momby looks at her watch and yells, "What? Are you kidding me? It's 11:02. Barista, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Company policy is to stop breakfast at 11. Is there anything else I can get you?" Momby, "Get me your manager. This is ridiculous. You sold one just a moment ago. This is absurd." Manager comes over, explained situation, apologized, but he refused to give that bitch a sandwich. Bless her heart. Momby retracts entire order and stomps out, red-faced, and yelling to her car. My husband was trying to hold back his laughter. Our order came up, we grabbed it, and went back to the car. I'm unwrapping the sandwich and take a bite, exactly as I'm trying to scoot around her, trying to strap her kids in and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, I was gonna sneak by you real quick." Ah, the Midwest. She's glaring at me. The worst death stare I've ever gotten. I get in the car and unwind the windows ever so slightly. It's hot today, right? I slowly unwrap the rest of the sandwich and take a few more bites, passing it to husband and back while she's screaming and struggling with her kids, getting no help from Daddick. As soon as she pulled away, we burst into laughter. Today was a good day. Can you imagine having to tell this person that the ice cream machine is down at McDonald's? Rest in peace, McDonald's employee. Entitled mom wanted me to let her kid color in my book. After work, I had to take my car to get inspected, an oil change, and a car wash. I knew this might take a while to get done, as I was going after work and it might get busy. I planned ahead and brought with me my sketchbook and nice colored ink pens. I am a doodler, so even though I'm not sketching profiles or landscapes, I'm still drawing mandalas and things like that. Things that take a lot of time and effort to make. Cue to a busy waiting room. The couches are all taken, so I grab a seat at a table, which is actually preferred since I'm sketching. I first noticed entitled mom and ED sitting on one of the couches. EM was scrolling through her phone while ED was complaining about being bored there since they had been there forever. I pulled out my moleskin sketchbook, black ink pen, and started working on a doodle that I had been working on for a few days now. A few minutes later, I hear the pitter-patter of tiny ED feet come up next to me. ED, what you drawing? Me, I'm working on this doodle. I showed it to her. ED, that just looks like a bunch of weird lines. Me. ED, can I draw too? Me, do you have your own paper and pens? ED, no. Me, then I guess you'll have to wait until you get home to draw. ED, but you have extra paper and pens. Let me use them, you're supposed to share. Me, nah kid, these are my things and I don't want you using them. This is when ED starts crying. The crying is what cues EM to look up from her phone. ED runs over to EM and says that mean lady won't let me color in her book. EM gets up from her seat and comes over to me. EM, ED wants to have some of your paper and pens so she can color. You need to do it because she's bored. Me, no, these are my things and I have every right to not want some random child using them. I then explained to her that I don't like ripping pages out of my sketchbook because it might ruin the integrity of the book, and that my ink pens are somewhat expensive, which means I don't want other people using them. All reasonable answers. Oh no, there was no convincing EM. She went off about how I wasn't actually drawing real art and how her precious daughter needed entertainment and that I have to let her have some of my paper or else she'll tell the manager of the car place. I was starting to get really ticked off, but I grabbed my things and moved to an area of chairs that were on an outside patio type area. Thankfully, EM's car was ready soon after, so she ended up leaving, but damn, I was afraid she wasn't going to let it go. Okay, this next one is really weird. Entitled mom wants me to give her short daughter refrigerated growth hormone shots at Disney World. I was a volunteer youth group leader and we were driving from New England to Florida. One of my campers was a small girl. She was 10 years old and was about to start HGH hormone treatment before the trip. Her mom was an attorney and was very rough to deal with regarding anything. EP, Megan is starting her hormone treatment while you are en route tomorrow. You will need to bring a cooler with HGH shots in them and administer them to her 3 times a day. So yes, you will need a cooler with you for Disney World. She will be tired and have joint pain, so she may need a wheelchair. Me, I'm sorry, this sounds way above my expertise to handle. I have no medical training, and if anything goes wrong in the administration of the shots, I don't feel comfortable being liable. Also, Disney during the summer is brutal. I can't imagine carrying around a cooler all day and having it stay cool, not to mention, where would I store it for the rides and such? EP, so you're not willing to accommodate my child's special needs? Me, yeah, she can begin treatment in 10 days when I return. I mean, she's only going to be away for a week and some. EP, so what you're telling me is you don't care that Megan has an inactive pituitary gland and you won't help her be taller? You don't care about my child? If she turns out to look like a dwarf, it's your fault. Me, I do care that I not accidentally give Megan a disease from a shot by a volunteer who knows nothing about health practices, and that I ruin a very expensive batch of HGH that I'm sure you'll make me reimburse you for if they go bad because I can't keep them cold. You can talk to the head of the regional youth group now, and here's her number. You can tell her that I need to be fired from my volunteer position if you'd like, but there's no one that can take over at this late hour. Not having to drive to Florida tomorrow will be a blessing. I hope your daughter will understand why the trip was canceled. And that is how she waited another 10 days to start the shot protocol. She never did get taller, maybe an inch, but she's okay. Turns out she was genetically a little person the whole time, but her mother was in denial. You'd think if someone cared so much about their daughter that they'd go and buy HGH, but wouldn't consider properly getting it administered. It just doesn't make sense. How could someone like this be an attorney? It's ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I hope to catch you in the next one.